Marlo? You know I'm with Avon, right? String a bell? Can we talk?
I need you to walk back up there and pack up your people. I'm being a gentleman about it for the moment.
Marlo Stanfield did not want money. Not really. He did not want respect in the normal way. He did not want friendship, family, loyalty, or peace. Marlo wanted something colder than all of that. He wanted his name to mean fear. That is what makes him different from almost every other criminal in The Wire. Avon wanted corners. Stringer wanted legitimacy. Omar wanted a code. Prop Joe wanted business. But Marlo wanted the one thing that can never be negotiated: dominance. He did not enter Baltimore like a man trying to survive the game. He entered like a disease entering the bloodstream, quiet, patient, emotionless, hard to notice at first, and then suddenly, everything around him started dying. This is not just a story about a young drug kingpin. This is a story about what happens when the street loses its rules, its memory, and its last pieces of humanity. Because Marlo Stanfield was not powerful because he was loud. He was powerful because he was empty, and an empty man is dangerous, because there is nothing inside him to argue with the monster. This is how Marlo Stanfield became the coldest character in The Wire. Most criminals in The Wire are trapped between two things: the life they live, and the person they still believe they are underneath it. Avon Barksdale is violent, but he still believes in loyalty. Stringer Bell is ruthless, but he still wants to be seen as intelligent. D'Angelo is in the game, but his conscience keeps pulling him apart. Even Omar, as feared as he is, lives by rules. That is why those characters feel human. They all have something inside them that can still be hurt. Marlo is different. Marlo does not seem conflicted by who he is. He does not need to explain himself. He does not need to justify his cruelty. He does not pretend he is building something better. He is not trying to become legitimate. He is not trying to escape the streets. He is not dreaming about a clean future. Marlo is already home. And that is what makes him terrifying. Because when a man is uncomfortable in evil, there is still a chance he can be reached. But when a man is comfortable there, the room gets colder every time he walks in. Marlo does not treat violence like an emotional reaction. He treats it like maintenance. A problem appears, a person talks, a threat grows, a rumor spreads, and Marlo removes it. No speech, no guilt, no performance, just removal. That is why his silence matters. Marlo's quietness is not weakness. It is not mystery for the sake of mystery. It is control. He understands something very early. The loudest person in the room is usually trying to prove something. Marlo does not need to prove anything with noise. He lets the bodies do the talking. Before Marlo fully rises, Baltimore's drug world still has rules. Not good rules. Not moral rules. But rules. There are meetings. There is territory. There are reputations. There are lines people understand, even when they cross them. The game is brutal, but it still has a language. Marlo comes in and changes that language. He is not interested in tradition. He does not care who came before him. He does not care what corner belonged to who. He does not care what name used to matter. That is the real horror of Marlo. He does not just beat the old system. He makes the old system look outdated. Avon represents the old street king. He believes in muscle, territory, loyalty, and reputation built over time. Stringer represents the businessman. He believes the game can be cleaned, organized, and made profitable without all the noise. But Marlo represents the next stage. a colder stage, a version of the street where history does not matter anymore. Only fear does. That is why Marlo feels less like a character and more like a warning. He shows what happens when the street loses even its broken sense of order. With Avon, violence still feels personal. With Stringer, violence feels strategic. With Marlo, violence feels automatic, like a machine turning on. And once that machine starts running, everyone has to adjust to it. People do not follow Marlo because they love him. They follow him because they understand the cost of being outside his shadow. That is not loyalty. That is survival. And Marlo knows the difference. He simply does not care.
You say the word, we take off that whole motherfucking corner. Every last one of them bitches.
What corner we talking about again?
Ragtag shit if I'm pacing. I mean, they get their shit from Joe, but they're mostly independent.
They gone, Marlo. Just say something.
That what you think? Just do 'em all.
And take the fucking corner, too.
What I want was some off-brand hilltop corner. And why I need to be stacking bodies when there wasn't no one trying to war with us? Just Lex. He did one of us, so he got the fall.
Marlo's empire works because of Chris and Snoop. But they are not just muscle. They are the physical form of Marlo's philosophy. Cold, efficient, patient, unsentimental. They do not move like reckless killers. They move like workers doing a job. That is what makes them so disturbing. There is no chaos in them. No wild anger. No panic. No need to enjoy the violence. They treat murder like a routine. And through them, you see what Marlo's leadership actually creates. He does not inspire people to believe in something. He trains them to erase. Chris and Snoop become the perfect extension of him because they remove the emotional mess from violence. They make death feel procedural, like something scheduled, like something filed away. And that is why Marlo's organization feels more terrifying than Avon's. Avon's world is loud. Marlo's world is quiet. Avon's violence announces itself. Marlo's violence disappears people. That difference matters. Because when people vanish, fear becomes stronger. A body in the street sends one message. But a person disappearing without explanation sends a deeper one. This can happen to you. And no one will even know where to mourn. That is Marlo's Baltimore. A city where fear does not shout. It whispers. Omar is everything Marlo is not. Omar has a code. A strange code. A violent code. But still a code. He robs dealers, but he does not pretend to be something else. He lives outside the system, but he has rules. He is feared, but his fear is mixed with legend. Omar's name carries weight too. But the difference is this. Omar's name comes with meaning. Marlo's name comes with emptiness. That is why their conflict matters. Omar does not just threaten Marlo's business. He threatens the idea that Marlo is untouchable, and for Marlo that is worse than losing money. Because Omar exposes the weakness inside Marlo's obsession. If your entire identity depends on people fearing your name, then one man refusing to fear you becomes a crisis. Omar does not play the game the way Marlo wants him to. He does not respect Marlo's silence. He does not bow to his reputation. He does not treat his name like a sacred thing. And that makes Omar dangerous in a way Marlo cannot fully control. Because Omar attacks the myth, not just the empire. The myth. Marlo can kill people. He can take corners. He can remove enemies. But he cannot force Omar to believe in him. That is the one kind of power Marlo does not have. And it drives him toward the truth he never wants to face. A feared name is still fragile when one person refuses to be afraid of it.
You'll never hear from me again. I'll just disappear.
Joe, you'll be up in the mischief in no time. Truth is, you won't be able to change up any more than me. Close your eyes. It won't hurt none. There now. Joe, relax.